Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rabia and welcome to a brand new video. So in today's video, we're going to be creating this really pretty and I feel like somewhat interesting white graphic liner moment with a really nice, healthy, radiant skin and a dark vampy lip. So if you guys are excited to see how I created this look, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing with a friend. And with that, you guys, let's just get into the video. Okay, so we're going to start off with the eyebrows. I am just going to work my e.l.f. This is the Wow Brow in the shade Neutral Brown through my brow hairs just to get them nice and fluffed up. And then right afterwards, I'm going to go into the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil, again in the shade Neutral Brown. And I'm just going to focus that wherever I have some sparse hairs. Again, I don't like to fill in my hairs too much. I really prefer the look of just like a natural fill and more fluffed up brows. As a cleanup around my brows, I'm going to go in with the NARS Soft Matte Concealer, and this is in the shade Custard, and I'm just lightly going to go around them just to give them more of a cleaned appearance. I'm going to go in really lightly with this concealer. I don't want to go in with too much, just to make sure that it stays looking soft, but I get more of like a cleaner brow look. Once you have that applied, I'm just going to go over with a foundation brush. No product on it. I mean, this is a used foundation brush, so there might be a little bit of pigment on there, but I just want to soften up that brow. So you can see it's a lot more structured, but it still has a little bit of fluff. Okay, and then for the eyes, I'm going to go in with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot as a primer for my lids. Now you want to go in with your translucent powder or whatever powder you use to set your whole eyelid, so something that's close to your skin tone. I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush in the shade Medium and setting all of my crease. The only eyeshadow we're going to apply for this look is this shade right here called Puffball. This is from the Raw Beauty X Colourpop palette, and you just want to go in with a neutral brown. You can even go in with your bronzer if you like. You just want to build up your crease the slightest bit and just like round it out, or whatever shape you'd like to give it, whether you want to keep it rounder or if you want to start like flicking it out to give yourself more of the appearance of like a longer almondy eye. So any shade of brown, just to again bring some depth to your crease. Okay, now for the white liner, I'm going to go into this one from ABH and Norvina. This is her Electric Cake Liner, and I'm going to go into the shade Opaque White. With this product, you do just want to mist. I'm going in with my MAC Fix Plus just to activate it. And you're just going to go in with the liner brush and pick it up and basically just do a liner. So this liner is super opaque and it is like really moist when you apply it, but it does dry down really nicely. I'm just gonna draw that on. You can either keep it just simple like this, or what I'm going to do is just make it a little bit more graphic by connecting it to my crease just like halfway, or even a little less than halfway, just kind of like where the center is. And you want to try and keep that as thin as possible. So it's a little messy. Once it dries down, I am just going to go in with the Q-tip to clean that up. A big tip for this cake liner is just to make sure that the product stays wet, because once it dries down, it is a little harder to work with, but while it's like still like very wet, it's easy to maneuver. But now I'm just going to go in with my Maybelline Push Up Falsies mascara, and I'm gonna just apply this mascara, let that cake liner settle down, and then I'm gonna go in and just do a quick cleanup and apply some falsies. Then I'm just gonna apply a little bit of the Live Tinted Rise Hue Stick underneath of my eyes to color correct. I'm also just going to apply some around my mouth because I've been feeling really dark right here. Just gonna push that in to the skin. Okay, so for the cleanup, I'm gonna go in with Bioderma and a Q-tip, and I'm just going to, you wanna get a mirror that you can hold really close. You're just going to use this to lightly clean off anything that you feel like is not to your liking. So I have one side damp and one side dry, so I can kind of use it, the dry side, to blend away. Foundation, I'm gonna go into the Uma Beauty Soft Matte Weightless Hydrating Foundation, and I use this in the shade T3. And I'm just going to go in with my IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe brush and just apply a really thin layer of this on to my skin. I feel like on camera this looks really orange, like going on, but this really does match me really well. I also really like this foundation because, as the name says, it is really like lightweight. It feels almost like water going onto the skin. It even has a little bit of like a cooling effect. And I feel like the coverage is really nice and natural looking. And it is like a soft matte. So it is like kind of like a demi matte finish, more natural looking. And then for concealer, I'm going to go into the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Medium. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of this right underneath of my eyes. I feel like there's some darkness right there. And down the center of my face. I'm going to let that sit there for a second while I go in and cream bronze. I'm using the Fenty bronzer in the shade Teddy. So this is the cream formula. I don't know why I tap it off every time. I'm just going to do a cream bronze. And like I've been saying, I like to take it actually a little bit higher recently just because I feel like it really gives the effect of a lifted face. So I take it a little higher than my actual cheekbone. And then I saw Jamie Genevieve talking about how you should, with like whatever products kind of left, bring the bronzer a little closer to your face to give you more of like a sunken in look. So I wanted to try that. She was saying how like you have to find like what's best for your face shape, but I want to try that and see how I like it. With the opposite end of that Heavenly Luxe brush and blend out my concealer. I feel like a brush really helps keep it like, if you have like detailed work, like I really want to keep this edge really clean. Like a brush really helps you keep that control, whereas a sponge, although it blends out faster, like you can't get that same amount of control. Okay, now to bake a little bit, I am going to go in with the Laura Mercier Translucent and a little bit of the Fenty Banana Powder. I feel like the new Laura Mercier Honey Powder will probably be a good dupe for this. But I do just like the effect of the Laura Mercier powder, but the brightening of the Fenty. So I just take a powder puff, dip into the Fenty a little bit, and then dip into the Laura Mercier. Mix it into one of the lids, and then I just like to push it right underneath. So whatever powder I have left, I kind of just like to run a bit of it right underneath of my contour line. I just feel like I don't want to go in with too much powder under there. Okay, while that bakes, I am going to put some lash glue onto my House of Lashes Iconic Lights. Lash glue is drying. I am going to go in with my Kosas Medium Golden Bronze Bronzer. Just hit that everywhere that I apply that Fenty cream. I think the lashes are now dry enough, so I'm going to go in and just pop those on. Okay, lashes are on. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and dust off this bake. For highlight, I'm going to go into the Artist Couture. This is his Diamond Glow Powder in the shade Conceited. These powders are super high pigment. It is like a loose powder. So I like to kind of just dip my brush in and like work the powder into the brush in the lid. And then, see, like, I don't know, it's so intense. These are pretty glittery powders too. For blush, I'm going to use the MAC Go Play blush in the shade So Natural. I like to, this is kind of more of a putty consistency blush, so it's kind of a hybrid between like a powder but more like creamy powder. So I'm just going to apply that, and I'm going to bring this pretty high up just because it is really sheer and I kind of want to look really flushed. I'm just gonna bring it pretty high up, like almost underneath of my eyelids. With this eye look, you can do whatever kind of lip you want, something more natural, something more deep. I am gonna go in with something a little deeper, so first I'm gonna start off with the Dose of Colors lip liner. This is in the shade Lavish. Okay, and then I'm going to go into this Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Heathers. Okay, so you can leave the look just like this, but I do want to pop in a little bit of green into the inner corner just for that holiday flair. So I'm going to go in with the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow that they did in collaboration with Raw Beauty Christie. It's in the shade Like Moss. I feel like it's a really pretty shade of green. I'm gonna pop that right in to my inner corner. And I'm just gonna pack that on. Okay, you guys, and that completes this makeup look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I honestly had a lot of fun doing this. This is something I haven't played with before, and I'm honestly really liking the look of it. And I feel like you can create this with any color, like a black liner, green, red, blue, whatever color you feel like is the most festive to you. But I just really wanted to play with a white, and I feel like I really love the look of it. I really love this dark vampy lip paired with it, and yeah, I really love the whole look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it too, and if you did, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing with a friend. And with that, you guys, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. Bye!